May I come in?
Hi, Patrick, please. May like to introduce yourself to all of us, please.
My name is Taqwa Khan. I am from district Ahmedabad. I lived in Saudi Arabia for around 10 to 12 years, where I completed my A-levels, after which I moved to Pakistan for my higher studies. I belong to an educated family. My father, he was working as a general manager in an architect company in Saudi Arabia. And my mother, she's a government teacher for over 40 years now. When I came back to Pakistan, I studied bachelor's as well as master's in biotechnology, after which I taught O-levels at Roots Millennium Schools for a while. And then I decided to appear in the comparative examination. And back in 2021, and here I am today.
So this is the first time you have qualified this written examination?
Yes, sir. It was my last attempt.
Chale Taqwa, you introduce Pakistan to all of us.
Okay, Pakistan is a country which is located in South Asia, and it got independence in 1947 from British, and it holds an immense geostrategic importance because it shares borders with 4 countries, and one of them is China, which is going to be the world's on its way to becoming the world's largest economy. Pakistan has been facing lots of issues since inception, including both political as well as economic issues. And however, the government of Pakistan has tried a lot to overcome such issues, but due to some structural as well as functional issues in governance and other related problems, Pakistan has not been able to sustain its economic growth in the long run.
What is the area of Pakistan?
Sorry, I cannot recall.
What is the population of Pakistan?
It's 240 million now in recent census.
Can you tell us the salient features of Constitution of Pakistan?
Yes, sir. 1973 Constitution, which is still like the working Constitution of Pakistan. The salient features include that Pakistan is the name is Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and it has a parliamentary form of government, which is it has a head of a state who is the president and head of the government who is the prime minister, and Pakistan, it has the guiding principles that we have taken from the Objectives Resolution, that sovereignty lies in the name of Allah, and many other guiding principles. Then it has 280 articles. And
what is artificial intelligence?
It's artificial intelligence actually is the latest modern technology which makes use of robotics. It's an automated like technology which makes use of robotics to carry out different like activities in the modern world, which relying less on the manual things and moving towards automated machinery in all fields of life, in all spheres.
You narrate the impact of technology on your life. Tell us.
It has both positive and negative impacts. If we look at the positive impacts, I think it has made our life easier. If we look at modern like day-to-day activities, we can do work from home. For instance, I was a teacher, and during COVID-19, we could not go to school, so we were teaching students online. And negative impacts, there are many negative impacts as well. For instance, it has minimized person-to-person communication. Moreover, it has made people lazier. It has made us rely more on technology rather than our manual work.
You're teaching in the Millennium Schools.
I was.
Not now. Okay, you were teaching. You have been teaching.
Yes.
Now you tell me what method of teaching you like.
Sir, I like two-way, not just one-way communication in traditional classrooms. Like the teacher used to speak and the students used to listen, and at the end of the day, they just used to ask questions. I think now the system has, especially in schools like Roots Millennium or other schools, the systems have now changed, because it's like more like activity-based learning. Students, especially in my subject, I think I have focused more on activity-based learning, where children could learn things without getting bored, like a normal lecture that used to be there in the traditional system.
Nowadays, we are facing inflation, a lot of inflation in the country.
Yes, sir.
What are the reasons?
Sir, there are many economic issues and other issues that Pakistan is facing, due to which inflation has raised up to like 30%. The main problem Pakistan is facing is because of the currency devaluation. The currency has Pakistani rupee has lost half of its value since December 2017. And that is the major reason why, because Pakistan is an import-based economy, and so we import goods and they deal in dollars. That is one of the reasons. And secondly, if we look at the food prices, I think that is because of the floods of 2022 and the previous floods, which 45% of the cotton got destroyed in the floods, which is why there's a food price hike. And then there were also repercussions of the Ukraine crisis and the rest of the economic issues.
Okay, thank you. Our pleasure.
What do you mean by biodiversity?
Biodiversity is, sir, having different forms of life, including biodiversity is when you have different living organisms living in a particular area with different characteristics, basically.
Define public policy.
Public policy is actually what the government chooses to do or not to do, in simple terms. And then it is a set of certain strategies and methods that the government uses to address a particular problem that the society is facing, whether socio-economic or political.
What are the dilemmas? What are the issues related to its formulation and implementation?
Sir, there's first of all, there's a problem with the delayed legislation process, on part of the executive, where the policy is formulated. Different stakeholders might not agree or have consensus over a particular policy that is being developed. And then the policy implementation, sometimes there are bureaucratic hurdles, and that's it.
What will you do as a DPO? Police is your second choice. What will you do as a DPO to make police public friendly?
As a DPO, sir, it is important to engage with the masses. I think being a DPO, I should be a part of the community policing programs that are going on, that the officers will conduct in that particular area. And if I am able to do that, engage with the people of the community, I think they will have more trust in me, and they will try to understand. And
why reforms are necessary in public service organizations?
Sorry, sir?
Why reforms are necessary in public service organizations?
Sir, because of the changing nature of issues in the modern times, the previous reforms, when they no longer work for a specific period of time, I think the new governments or the new policies, they require reforms.
So what administrative reforms in the last 3 or 4 years have been introduced in the administrative machinery of our country?
Sir, there were civil service reforms as well. Then there were in the last 3 years, sir?
In the last 3-4 years.
Okay, I cannot recall more.
What were those civil service reforms?
Yeah, sir, that the recruitment process, it should be subject, specialization based, and then the promotions and the incentives should be based on key performance indicators and not on seniority based.
And finally, you say weakness is open communicator. What do you mean by this?
Sir, a weakness in the sense that sometimes when you communicate openly, I think some people might consider that as a blunt attitude or something like that. So, some people can take it that way. So, that's why.
Outspoken like thing. open communicator. Chale, it's up to you.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Taqwa, have you been following the news recently?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you kindly give your views on the latest developments in Palestine?
Yes, ma'am. Shall I start from the attack? Okay. Yes. There is a militant group that is Hamas, and it attacked. It's a Palestinian group fighting for Palestine, and it attacked Israel missile attacks on 7th October 2023, and it has attacked number of residential areas and even a very important area, a hospital where hundreds of children were killed, and the number has now grown up to more than 1,000 for children, and overall more than 4,000 casualties. And people
Are you sure they attacked? Because is there any evidence they attacked or the Israelis did?
As we can see from the news, Hamas has. However, there are no the Western media is portraying it that way, but we do not have any evidence yet.
Can you give your views on Pakistan's foreign policy?
Yes, ma'am. Pakistan's foreign policy, it's according to the Article 40 of the Constitution of Pakistan, there are guiding principles of foreign policy, and some of the most main important principles include that you should be you should have a non-interference policy in the domestic affairs of other countries. Then there should be you should have brotherly relations with the Muslim states, and as well as cordial relations with the world powers. And you should extend your support towards the oppressed nations, and these are some of the important guiding principles.
And what do you think about it?
Yes, ma'am, we are following it. For instance, if we look at our concern about not recognizing Israel, I believe that is we are following the Constitution and the article which says that we should extend our support to the oppressed people. So in this regard, Palestinians are the oppressed people that we have to support.
Amongst your favorite personalities is your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell me something about her?
Yes, ma'am. She has always been an ideal person for me because she has been a teacher for 40 years now, a government teacher, and I have seen her manage her work life in the best possible way. I never felt neglected, not even for a day or for a second. I believe she has always managed things very well. So, and she has a very strong personality.
So, what do you like about Who Moved My Cheese?
I like the core idea or the moral of the story, which basically meant that we should not, it's we who are going to decide what we have to choose for ourselves. Nobody else can do that for us. And we have to get out of our comfort zone in order to achieve something. So I have applied it in my life, and I think that's what I like.
One of your hobbies is yoga.
No.
There is one International Yoga Day. Do you know what is the International Yoga Day?
I cannot recall the date. Sorry.
It was recently celebrated, and Mr. Modi launched the day, the International Day of Yoga. And in his speech, he said that yoga is a Hindu concept, and now it's prevalent all over the world, which proves that Hinduism has spread all over the world. What is your view on that?
I do not believe that is true because yoga is actually it's a therapy, and it's a psychological, it's a mental, it's a physical activity that I believe it has roots in India subcontinent. It might have roots there, but it doesn't mean that it's an idea of Hinduism that has spread. I just take it as a physical and a mental activity. I had never gone deeper into it.
What does yoga mean?
It came from this word yug, which means I think to bend. I'm sorry if I'm just using the wrong word.
Thank you so much, Taqwa.
ma'am.
Dr. Sir?
Thank you, ma'am. And Taqwa, I'll ask question related to your optional subjects.
Yes, sir.
Why we call United India a subcontinent? Can you tell?
United India subcontinent.
Yes. Why? What is continent?
So it's an area where different people of different nationalities they live.
Okay. You read political science. Can you relate a relationship between nationalism and globalization?
Yes, relate. Okay, nationalism, sir. It's basically like within the country, and the globalization is actually a broad concept, I believe.
This is only what you know about relation between these two philosophies. Okay, which one is your favorite political thinker in the Western philosophy?
Aristotle.
Aristotle.
Yeah.
What makes Aristotle your favorite? That make him your favorite political philosopher?
Because he believed in idealism, and he was.
He believed in idealism.
Sorry, I cannot recall the name. Because he was basically he negated the idea of Plato, which was about the philosopher kings and about like absolutism. So that is what makes him different from.
So can you tell me in one word the philosophy of Aristotle?
Realism.
Realism. Okay. Did you see any presence of Aristotle's philosophy in American Constitution and Pakistani Constitution?
Aristotle's philosophy. Yes, sir. No, I haven't.
Okay, my last question. Can you tell the cause of failure of Weevil plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
चले, let's conclude this formal interview. Let's have informal discussion. तुम्हारी practice करवा रहे हैं. You see,
Yes.
when you will go there, you will face
Yes, sir.
वहाँ environment इससे ज़्यादा tough होंगे, कम नहीं होंगे.
जी.
ठीक है ना? तो the objective is to acclimatize you what will happen with you there. This is a practice interview, mock interview जिसको हम कहते हैं. तो इसमें जो है ना they will not give you the feedback, but we are giving you the feedback.
Yes, sir.
तो वहाँ तो रिजल्ट आ जाएगा ना पास फेल वाला बस. ठीक है? तो आई एम ग्लैड. कब है इंटरव्यू तुम्हारा?
सर अभी फर्स्ट इस्लामाबाद फेज 1 में है. अभी
अभी तो डेट नहीं आई.
डेट नहीं आई.
लकी यू हैव गॉट टाइम.
यस सर.
तो ये बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि टाइम है एंड यू आर एटलीस्ट यू हैव गॉट कपल ऑफ वीक्स टू प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ. ठीक है? तो तकवा यू हैव गॉट अ गुड पर्सनालिटी है, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल आपके गुड, इंटेलिजेंट हो, कॉन्फिडेंस भी है. जब नॉलेज होता है तो कॉन्फिडेंस होता है. सिटिंग पोस्चर इज फाइन, वॉइस इम्पैक्ट आपका ठीक है. ठीक है? अब ये है कि देयर आर फ्यू एरियाज जो कि हम नोटिस कर रहे हैं कि कुछ देयर इज अ नीड फॉर इम्प्रूवमेंट. एक तो आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन रिकास्ट करो, 1 पेजर लिखो और उसमें ऑब्जेक्टिविटी हो, सब्जेक्टिविटी ना हो, ख्वाब ना हो, ट्रू फैक्ट्स. ठीक है? नॉलेज गैप थोड़ा सा विजिबल है, तो दैट यू नीड टू अटेंड. उसके तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी. जो कुछ इसमें लिखा है एवरीथिंग विल बी वेरीफाइड. एक एक लफ्ज वो किसी ना किसी से वेरीफाई कर. तो ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट में चाहे वो कंपल्सरी सब्जेक्ट हो. ठीक है? तो ये आप न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग करें, अंग्रेजी का अखबार लो पिछले 1 महीने के, 2 महीने के, तो उसको 1-12 उनकी नेशनल न्यूज़, इंटरनेशनल, डोमेस्टिक थोड़े से पढ़ लो. ठीक है ना? एनालिसिस आप देख ले. और नोटबुक बनाई हुई है इंटरव्यू के लिए?
यस सर. वो भी एक्चुअली आई वाज नॉट इन टच विद द सब्जेक्ट्स फॉर 6-7 मंथ्स. बहुत गैप आ गया. मेरा लास्ट अटेम्प्ट था.
एक इंटरव्यू नोटबुक बनाओ जिसमें जैसे पावर पॉइंट में बनाते हैं ना अपने पॉइंट, तो उसमें पॉइंट लिखने होते हैं. तो 100 कम से कम तुम सब्जेक्ट सेलेक्ट करो करंट.
Yes, sir.
और हर सब्जेक्ट पे 1 2 3 4 5 पॉइंट लिख लो
Yes, sir.
और उनको रोज रिहर्स करो, रोज याद करो, रिव्यू करो, ताकि जब आपकी गुफ्तगू हो उनसे, कॉन्वर्सेशन होगी, इंटरव्यू इज ए कॉन्वर्सेशन,
Yes, sir.
तो वो इफ दे आर आस्किंग यू समथिंग तो फिर यू आर इन ए पोजीशन टू से एटलीस्ट वो 3-4 पॉइंट आप
Yes, sir.
दे सकें, ठीक है ना?
Thank you, sir.
आप बताएं सर।
हाँ। अच्छा, ये आप बायोडाइवर्सिटी के बारे में आपको अच्छा नॉलेज होना चाहिए था। बायोटेक्नोलॉजी आपने की हुई है, इसी तरह पॉलिसी का जवाब तो सही दिया, लेकिन फॉर्मुलेशन और उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के इश्यूज आप सही तरह से एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सके। जब जाएंगे ज़रा इसको चेक करें कि वो बेसिक फंक्शन पैस में यही होता है ना, पॉलिसीज़ बनाना, उनको इम्प्लीमेंट करना, असल चीज़ यही होती है।
Yes, sir.
पॉलिसीज़ क्यों नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट होती हैं, उसके कई फैक्टर्स हैं, वो आपको पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
और ये इसी तरह रिफॉर्म्स का पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, ये जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मशीनरी में जो रिफॉर्म्स हुई एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, वो आपको नहीं पता होना चाहिए। पैस आपकी फर्स्ट चॉइस है। ये सारी चीज़ें हैं, घर जाकर आप इसको देखें। ये ओपन कम्युनिकेटर, यहाँ ऐसे वर्ड लिखें जो कि ईजीली अंडरस्टैंड किया जा सके,
Okay, sir.
मतलब किसी को आपको पूछने की ज़रूरत ना, इसका मतलब क्या है,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? हाँ, इसका कोई अगर यही लिखना चाहती हैं आप, तो आप कोई और वर्ड देख लें सूटेबल, जैसे मैंने कहा था।
Okay.
हाँ, तो आप इम्प्रूव कर सकती हैं, यू हैव द पोटेंशियल, एंड बेस्ट ऑफ लक।
Thank you, sir.
Taqwa Khan, you have a very nice personality. You have good communication skills. Your teaching has helped you to have good skills in that. अच्छा, ये बताएं, आपका जो है वो साइकोलॉजिकल हो गया ना?
Yes, ma'am. हो गया.
उसमें आपने ये पर्सनालिटीज डाल दी नहीं है?
Yes, ma'am.
क्या पर्सनालिटी डाली थी?
My mother. That's it.
Taqwa, when you write your mother or your father or your brother or your uncle, why do we ask about favorite personalities? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, it should be renowned and somebody who has influenced you or something, like outside your home, I believe.
Exactly, but your mother is not outside your home.
Yeah, that's what I realized now after I did my psychological.
Yes, because it shows that this person hasn't really grown out, hasn't matured,
Yes.
and is not well read enough to talk about others. All of us, we love our parents. My mother is my ideal and she's a fantastic woman. But if I have to write favorite personality, I would not write her name. I would write somebody that you can understand about me. Right?
Yes.
So, you didn't write Prophet Muhammad?
No.
अच्छा, you only wrote your mother?
Yeah.
Because वो फिर आपकी शख्सियत पे वो
जी.
implication आती है। जो book है, go through it again, because it has been some time that you have read it, right?
Yes.
So you don't have fresh memory of it. Review it, because this is your advantage or disadvantage. Whatever you've written here will go into your advantage if you're prepared,
Yes.
and disadvantage if you're not prepared. ठीक है? I deliberately asked you about yoga because yoga जो है वो अब मोदी ने उसको हिंदुत्व के साथ जोड़ा है
जी.
और उसने बहुत बड़ी इंटरनेशनल योगा डे मनाया गया, जिसमें कि वो हिंदुइज्म के स्प्रेड पे बात हुई।
Okay.
सो ये युग का मतलब याद कर लें,
ठीक है.
आपकी अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसको हाईलाइट करें, और देन यू विल आल्सो हैव टू एक्सप्लेन, आई वुड रिकमेंड व्हेन इफ आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन, that this is their political agenda, but that doesn't mean that this is what it is. A lot of people do yoga without the Hindutva concept in the mind. You're basically doing your own, physical exercise.
Yes.
लेकिन meditation के context में, क्योंकि बुद्धिज्म में भी meditation है, इस्लाम में भी है, Christianity में भी है. So what I'm trying to tell you is कि what you have written, उसके ऊपर अब think about it. You should look at all the dimensions of the implications of what you've written है.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है. और ये जो अपने ऑप्शनल थे इनको भी तैयार करें. आपका नॉलेज गैप है.
जी.
But you are a strong candidate provided you prepare yourself for it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Dr. Saab.
मैडम ने कह दिया, दैट्स इनफ. नॉलेज गैप है, उसको प्रिपेयर आप कर सकती हैं.
Yes,
You have
sir.
to do. ठीक है.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.